Hi, I'm David Franklin, Shintaido instructor. And today I'm going to show you the difference between two of the most important techniques in Shintaido, kiri komi and kiri harai. Kiri komi means cutting by pushing. And if we imagine that we're using a sword, we could push forward and cut with the blade this way. Kiri harai means cutting by pulling. So again, if you had a blade, that would mean pulling the sword down or towards yourself. Of course, in Shintaido, we don't usually use the bokken, the wooden sword. We use an imaginary sword formed by our hands.
In Shintaido, these ancient sword movements have been transformed into open hand movements called toitsu kihon, or unified fundamental exercises.
Let's go have a look and see how it's done.
In this partner exercise, which is called eiko se no kumite, Lucy stretches up overhead and forms an imaginary sword with her arms and hands. Michael also forms an imaginary sword with his arms as he reaches back behind himself. As Lucy cuts straight down vertically, Michael steps forwards and cuts horizontally. Looking again at the two different ways to cut, we can see that in this variation of eiko se no kumite, Michael is using the technique kiri komi, cutting by pushing. Looking at it from a bird's eye view, at the end of the movement, Michael extends straight forward. If we imagine a line connecting Michael's center of gravity with Lucy's, Michael's imaginary sword doesn't cross the line. He pushes forward, parallel to the line. Visualizing the same movement with a wooden sword helps us see the cutting by pushing aspect of kiri komi. When doing kiri harai, we start the same way, with Lucy again stretching up and Michael reaching back, both forming imaginary swords with their arms. This time, Michael will use kiri harai, or cutting by pulling. He'll step across in front of Lucy just before she cuts down. Looking at it from a bird's eye view, Michael steps across in front of Lucy and swings his arms all the way around. If we imagine a line connecting Michael's center of gravity with Lucy's, Michael's imaginary sword swings across in front of Lucy, and he steps forward across the line. Visualizing the same movement with a wooden sword helps us see the cutting by pulling movement of kiri harai. To review, when doing kiri komi, or cutting by pushing, at the end of the movement, extend forward parallel to the line between you and your partner. When doing kiri harai, or cutting by pulling, cut across the line in front of your partner. We hope you've enjoyed this Shintaido instructional video. If you'd like to see more videos from us and support us, here's how.